Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha Buddhists, ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist Newsreel on Phật sự Online channel. Here after 5 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. Hanoi 49th Day of Date ritual celebrated to commemorate Most Venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ, the Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Talk show on the life and career of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông. Ho Chi Minh City, the 713th anniversary of Trần Nhân Tông, the Buddha Emperor's entry into Nirvana. Veneration ritual in commemoration of the Elder Most Venerable Thích Giác Hà. Buddhist charity activities in the week. The following are the news in details. On the morning of December 8, 2021, the VBS Central Committee and followers of the Dharma celebrated the 49th day of the Most Venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ, the VBS Dharma Master at MINH Particle Temple, Hanoi City.
Attending the ceremony were the venerables from the VBS Administrative Council, Council of Patrons, sections, and the Central Institute and local authorities. In his words of memorials at the ceremony, Most Venerable Thích announced the great deeds and contributions of His Holiness the Dharma Master for the development of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. In front of the Dharma Master portrait, the venerables performed the ritual of offering incense, 1 minute silence, reciting the Eightfold Path Sutra, reciting the Buddha's name, and remembrance of dedication. Before that, the commemoration of the 5th and 6th weeks of the Dharma Master was held at Quang Sư Pagoda in Hanoi City and Vĩnh Nghiêm Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City. According to the VBS Charter, the right of the Dharma Master is nominated among the Vice Dharma Master's most venerables. Accordingly, Elder Most Venerable Thích Quảng received the consensus as the successor through the meeting of the VBS Central Board on December 1st, and he will be venerated at the 9th Congress in 2022. On the afternoon of December 7, Most Venerable Thích Nghiêm and the VBS Permanent Honorable Dignitaries, Buddhist Administrative Board of Hanoi City, had gathered in front of the stupa of His Holiness the Dharma Master, respectfully bowing, burning incense, chanting Amitabha Sutras, and circumambulating the stupa to have his spirit awaken to the Buddha realm. This was followed by a ceremony to place the statue of the Dharma Master at the patriarchal altar in Vinh Pagoda. The statue Dharma Master is elaborately carved according to the proportion of his real body size, fully showing the portrait of his holy life with the spirit of a true monk who attained enlightenment, a Zen master, an agriculturist, a poor monk, a messenger of the Tathagata, devoted his whole life to propagating the Buddha Dharma for the benefits of all living beings.
Besides Buddhist activities on the occasion of the 713th anniversary of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tong's passing into Nirvana, the venerable monks of BBS Dharma Enactment Section, in the collaboration of the Northern Preacher Training Division and the Chuklam San Sect, held an online talk show on the life and career of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông on December 2, 2021.
Documented records about the life of the Buddha were shown through a very vivid and meaningful documentary film. The main purpose of the talk show was to help the venerables, monks and nuns, preachers in the northern region and Buddhists to understand more about the holy life and dedication to the nation, to the development of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, to honor the values on lives and Dharma propaganda of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông, with the aim to uphold the spirit of national unity and harmony, the spirit of tolerance in the community, religious solidarity, coexistence and development with the motto of good life, beautiful religion, and contribution in building Vietnam to become richer, more beautiful, and civilized. In the talk show, the Venerable discussed the following topics. 1. The Dharma propaganda of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông. 2. The meaning of unifying the three Zen sects into Trúc Lâm Yên Tự Zen sect. And 3. The thought of ascetic practice and reincarnation of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông. The contributed comments and feedbacks of the venerables, delegates, and Buddhists at the talk show were satisfactorily appreciated and answered.
On the morning of December 4, 2021, at Vietnam National Pagoda in Ho Chi Minh City, the VBS Central Section and the Ho Chi Minh City Buddhist Sangha solemnly commemorated the 713th anniversary of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tong's entry into Nirvana.
The ceremony was solemnly held under the testimony of the most venerables, dignified monks of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, representatives of authorities at all levels in Ho Chi Minh City, and Buddhist ashrams. In front of the image of Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông at the memorial altar, the entire public respectfully offered incense, paid homage, and made a vow to uphold the Buddha Dharma, promote the truth of morality, preserve the golden seal of the ancestor, and brighten it up resounding with the name of the sacred Buddha ancestor, the majestic beauty of the mountains and rivers, a land of eternal stability. Buddha Emperor Trần Nhân Tông was named Trần Khâm at birth in 1258. He was the eldest son of King Trần Thánh Tông and Empress Dowager Nguyên Thánh Thiên Cảm. In 1278, when he was just 20 years old, Prince Khâm was crowned the emperor by King Trần Thánh Tông and proclaimed himself emperor in Trần dynasty named Hoàng. In 1279, King Trần Nhân Tông changed his reign to Thiệu Bảo, inheriting the course of the emperors of the Trần dynasty. The king implemented many policies of broad-mindedness, being friendly to the people, ruling Đại Việt with virtue, taking care of the people, and building a peaceful and prosperous nation. Regarding Buddhism, the emperor worshipped Tuệ Trung Thượng Sĩ as his master, and often visited Tu Phúc Pagoda in Thăng Long Citadel to chant sutras, meditate, and pay respects to the three jewels, and he understood both internal and external scriptures. In 1282, when the Yuan Mongol forces invaded Đại Việt, he chaired the Bintang All-Country Conference to console the old people against foreign invaders with two victories in 1285 and 1288. In 1299, he returned to Thăng Long Citadel and went on pilgrim straight to Yên Tử Mountain, Quảng Ninh Province, to conduct his ascetic practice under the monastic name Hương Vân Đại Đầu Đà. He also built pagodas, gave Dharma talks, supported the monks, and gathered many Buddhists. At the same time, he founded the Trúc Lâm Yên Tử Zen lineage, bearing the unique identity of Đại Việt to be handed over through the ages and generations of Vietnam Buddhism. In 1308, he died at Ngoại Vân Peak of Yên Tử Mountain, having lived for 51 years. Second Patriarch Pháp Loa and King Trần Anh Tông brought his sarira, jade bones, back to the capital to celebrate the national ceremony.
On the morning of December 4, 2021, the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and Vietnamese Mendicant Order solemnly celebrated the veneration of the elder Thích Giác Hà, member of VBS Council of Patrons.
The Most Venerable Thích Giác Hà, the baptized name Đào Văn Nhỏ, was born in 1940 in Quảng Ngãi province into a peasant family. In 1961, he left home for ascetic practice at Ngọc Tháp Vihara with the elder Most Venerable Giác Lý. A year later, he was ordained as a Sadi and was given full ordination as a monk at Ngọc Tân Vihara, Vĩnh Long Province in 1964. Elder Most Venerable was nominated as a member of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Council of Patrons, District 8 Buddhist Administrative Board. He used to be the vice head of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Social Charity Section, the vice head of the Ho Chi Minh City Buddhist Administrative Board, vice head of the Mendicant Order Standing Board, head of the 5th Congregation, abbot of the Central Vihara in Ho Chi Minh City, and 4 viharas in the 4 provinces, Bến Tre, Quảng Nam, Vĩnh Long, and Tiền Giang. The elder Most Venerable passed away on the 1st of December, 2021 at the Central Vihara, at the age of 82, with 57 years of monastic service. Offering a eulogy in front of his soul altar, Most Venerable Thích Giác Hà, Vice Secretary of the Mendicant Order denomination, expresses condolences. The Most Venerable has passed away, leaving behind him many regrets for people who stay. From now on thousands of roads to propagate Buddhism, popularize human life, build a Sangha house, and teach disciples. There is an absence of our elder Most Venerable who is full of tolerance, rejoicing, and steadfastness. Paying tribute, the Most Venerable, the chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, also expresses regret at the passing of the Most Venerable Elder and his deep graces with nearly 60 years of preaching, accompanying the Sangha through different periods of history. In front of the altar filled with incense smoke, Most Venerable, the chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, worshipped for the Most Venerable Patriarch Spirit not to die in his will to reenact the talk of Dharma, develop the golden religion, and glorify the Thích surname for thousands of generations. After the memorial ceremony of offering incense, chanting, and praying, Most Venerable Thích Như Tín performed the spiritual rites, offered Dharma words to farewell the Dharma Master, and escorted him to the Da Phước crematorium to perform the cremation ceremony.
In order to join hands with the party and state to implement the social security program, the Buddhist administrative boards, as well as Buddhist community in the country, and the board always accompany and elevate the difficulties with the people. Here are some charity activity that took place in the week.
Buddhist Administrative Board in District 8 of Ho Chi Minh City awards scholarships and give bicycles to disadvantaged students in the area. In order to facilitate school going for the children to continue their studies and limit the dropping out of school, on the morning of November 28, 2021, the Buddhist Administrative Board in District 8 and the sponsoring committee of the Red Cross Society of District coordinated with the District Study Promotion Association to organize the scholarship awarding and bicycle giving to disadvantaged students in the area. The funding was received from monks, nuns, pagodas, viharas, and Buddhists who had contributed with a total amount of nearly 800 million Vietnam dong. Among them, it is well worth to name the U.S. Eye Cancer Society, dentist Nguyễn Hoàng Tuấn, and Most Venerable Thích Dân Tịnh that supported scholarships of a total value of 460 million Vietnam dong for students whose parents died due to COVID-19. Mr. Nguyễn Quốc Minh, Standing Committee of the Ho Chi Minh City Red Cross Society, Chairman of the Red Cross Association of District 8, gave a thank you letter to Venerable Thích Huệ Công and showed the gratefulness for the valuable spiritual support of the sponsors and representatives of the Buddhists in District 8. Approximate 2 billion Vietnam dong supported to families whose spouses died in Korea. Away from their home country, living and studying in foreign lands, there are many Vietnamese expatriates facing difficulties and misfortunes, like Mr. Phan Quốc Nghĩa family in Nghệ An and Mr. Đinh Đình Tùng family in Hà Nam. These are two families whose loved ones died in Korea in August. Sharing the painful and difficult circumstances of the two families, the Buddhist community of the ascetic practice monastery in Korea has mobilized funds to take care of the postmortem, cremation, and legal procedure to transfer the victims' ashes to their home according to the wishes of the family. The total amount of money mobilized to support the families of the victims is nearly 2 billion Vietnam dong. The act of sharing with two families whose loved ones had died in a foreign land demonstrated the heart of the Vietnamese community in Korea, even though they are facing difficulties because of precarious employment due to the impact of the epidemic. On December 2nd, Venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ, Vice Head of the Administrative Board, Head of the Dharma Enactment Section of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, Abbot of Ascetic Practice Monastery, directly donated the money to these two families in Nghệ An and Hà Nam. It is known that Phan Quốc Nghia's family in Nghệ An, despite being poor, still tries to borrow money for his son to study in Korea with the desire for him to have a brighter future. Unfortunately, his son died suddenly on August 6 in Daegu City, Korea, at a very young age, leaving behind him the parents, giving up his dream of changing his life in a foreign land. Đinh Đình Tung's family in Hà Nam is also poor, nurturing two children. A son died from drowning 2 years ago, and his father was seriously ill and died 5 months ago. So Mr. Tung went to Korea to work in the hope of changing his life. However, misfortune struck him again when he discovered his terminal cancer, and he decided to buy a ticket to go back hometown, but due to the epidemic, he could not return home. In Quảng Nam, on December 4, 2021, the charity group of Đức Quang Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, and Hồng Ân Pagoda in Quảng Nam Province gave 200 gifts and accessories to disadvantaged people in the mountainous area of Bắc Trà My and Tiên Phước districts. In Bắc Trà My district, the delegation gave gifts to poor people in 3 communes, Trà Giang, Trà Đông, Trà Dương, and people of Tiên Lập commune in Tiên Phước district. The total amount of the charity fund is 100 million Vietnam dong.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the lasted news has signed off this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha.